And welcome back, Mindsetters. Hope you had a nice little break there. You went to do whatever you had to do. You went to the bathroom. You got yourself something to drink, a snack, whatever you had to do. Now you need to be focused back here, paying attention, your pens, pads out, and ready to make notes. As I always say, make sure you tell a friend to get on the page and get chatting to us. But on that note, I just want to actually send a quick shout out to Mohotsi. Hey, what's up, my guy? Thank you for posting on the page and keeping track of what I'm doing. But anyway, moving on. Peter, take it away.
Great, guys. And remember, we said to you, if you got a question, please let us know. Now, I should have spelt this out, and it's entirely my fault. Guys, we're talking if you have a question about mathematical literacy. So, to the guys who sent us a physics question, thanks very much, but I'm not going to actually be able to help you on that one. In fact, if I did, you could fail your physics, especially if it was a chemistry question.
Yes.
So, let me rephrase myself. If you got a question about mathematical literacy, please let us know, and I'll be more than willing to try and assist you with it, okay? The chemistry, the physics, no, and the, especially the life science. Hey, I can't even pronounce some of those words, okay? Right, today, if you've just joined us, what we're doing is we're looking at a whole lot of paper one questions, the very basic type concepts, basic type questions, but questions that should allow your paper one to get as close to 100% as possible, okay? And the only reason we don't do that, in fact, what I tell my class is this: hey, great, guys, I wish to let you know you all got 100% for that paper. And they all smile and their faces light up. It's like, oh, yeah. I say minus the careless mistakes, okay? And it's because they all know what they're doing, but those horrible mistakes. So, guys, you have to practice these. Even though you look at them and say, oh, that's so easy, got to practice. Increase 1,250 Rand by 24%. So what they're actually saying is this, that I've got 1,250 Rand. I'm going to increase, so there's a plus sign. And I'm going to increase that by 24%. In other words, I've got to find 24% of 1,250 Rand. And remember, in mathematical terms, when we hear the word of, we know that means multiply. Okay, now we just sit back, pull out our calculator, and let that do the work for us. So let's look at it. So we're going to say, right, I've got 24%, fraction button, 24 over 100 multiplied by 1,250 Rand equals 300 Rand. So we've now got 300 Rand here. So 24% of 1,250 is 300. We're going to now add these two numbers together, and we're going to get our answer. I've already got 300 plus 1,250 Rand equals, and obviously, folk, my answer is going to be 1,550 Rand. 1,550 Rand. Okay, next question. Says this: calculate the number of 30-gram portions of jam that can be obtained from a 450-gram tin. Geez, that sounds like a kind of complicated question. There's a lot of wording there, hey? But what they're basically saying is this: you go off to your local supermarket and you buy some jam, all right? What jam do you enjoy?
Apricot.
Apricot, okay. Ty likes apricot, I like fig jam. All right, so, but anyway, you go off to a shop and you buy some jam. And now you're going to decant. In other words, you're going to take the jam out of this horrible tin. Because understand something, that if you own a restaurant or something, you can't take a tin of jam and plonk it on the table and say, here's your jam, enjoy your breakfast. Oh, it doesn't look good. So we're going to take this 450-gram tin and we're going to put it in little containers. Okay? And each container is going to have approximately 30 grams worth of jam in it. So how many of those can we do? Well, it's straightforward, isn't it? Okay, we got 450 grams divided by 30 grams. So let's do that. So we got 450 gram tin. We're going to divide it by 30 grams to work out how many we need. And again, our calculator is going to do that work for us. We don't want to hurt ourselves, so we let the calculator do the thinking for us. Okay, equals 15. So I've got 15 portions. How many portions? 15. Next question. Determine let's just go down here. Determine the cost of 6 bus tickets using the formula. The cost of bus tickets equals the number of bus tickets times 12 Rand 15. Oi, guys, this is so basic. It's so straightforward. But we make mistakes when we do this, eh? Silly little things. Even pushing calculator buttons, and sometimes we'll push 12.15 and we push 12 point and then we hit the one, but we don't hit it hard enough, so we get 12.5, and then that's how we make mistakes. Okay. So although we may understand the basic concepts, we've got to make sure we don't make mistakes in implementing them. All right. So we know we have got, let's go, the number of bus tickets, and there's 6 that we're buying. Why? Because the question tells us so. Times 12 Rand 15. Why times 12 Rand 15? Probably because every bus ticket costs 12 Rand 15. Okay, so we've got 6 times 12 Rand 15 equals, and S to D, 72 Rand 90. Like, this is all about learning today. So I'm going to teach you something that I tell my students all the time. And this is a little golden rule that we have. And the golden rule is this. When you've typed something out on your calculator, before you push equals, check that top screen. I'm going to do the following for you, and you pick up something here for me. Okay, so we're going to say 6 times 12 Rand 15. Okay, so let me do it again on the calculator. Let's go. 6 times 12 Rand 15, right? Can you see the mistake I made? So I forgot to push the point. Now, guys, so many of us, what we do is we're looking at our question and we're looking at the calculator. And we're saying, all right, 6 times 12, 15, yeah, equals. And we haven't seen that we've made a mistake on the screen. So always check your screen, and that's what I always say to my boys. Before you push equals, look at that screen. So now I'm looking at my screen and say, oh, how silly. Let's go back. Okay? So let's go back here and put in a point. There we go. 6 times 12, 15 equals, now I get my answer. Or we go like this. 6 times 12, 15. Okay? And the one that we've pushed hasn't registered. Now, if I'm looking at my screen, before I push equals, I'm going to look and say, 6 times 120, there's something wrong here. Hold on, what happened? Okay, and then we'll pick up our mistakes. Right, next one. Question 2. Mr. Morai, the gardener at a school, created a circular flower bed in a rectangular lawn, as shown in the diagram alongside. The radius of the flower bed is 1,5 meters. Okay, rule number 1, chaps. When I see this word, I'm going to underline it. Why? Because I know I'm dealing with a radius. Now, all my formulas that I deal when I'm dealing with length, when I'm dealing with area or dealing with volume, require radius. Sometimes in questions, they say the diameter. And whenever you see diameter, diameter is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. Get rid of it. Cross out the diameter, write radius equals, and divide the diameter by 2. Because very seldom do you use diameter. It's normally always the radius. Got that? So from now on, when you're reading and you read the diameter, say, oh, I remember that guy on TV. He said, thou shalt not use diameter. Cross it out and write radius equals. Take whatever they've given you. So if they've said diameter is 30, cross out diameter and write radius equals. Well, if the diameter is 30, the radius must be 15. Got to do that. Get into that habit. These are good habits to get into. Not like smoking and drinking and drugs and all that. Good habit. Get rid of diameter, make it radius. Okay, so the radius of the flower bed is 1,5 meters. The length of the rectangular lawn is 6 meters and the breadth is 4 meters. Now, just in case you didn't understand that, the examiner's been very nice by putting it on a diagram for you. Now the question is this. Calculate the following. Calculate the area of this flower bed. area is pi times r squared, where pi is 3,14, and the r is the radius. I say this every week. I will say it every week. When you're in matric, you'll hear me say it over and over again. Gentlemen, ladies, if you get given a formula in a question, you have to use the formula. You must. It's compulsory. Okay? Because no examiner is going to give you a formula if you don't require it. Now, I say this on a regular basis to my students. And today I had a group of grade 11s come into my class, and I wanted to wring their necks because I gave them back their July paper. And some of the boys, not all of them, only about one or two, but some of them, what they actually did was they tried to solve a question or try to answer a question without using the formula that was given to them. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why do that to yourself? You know you're on the wrong path when you're not using information that's been given to you. Okay, so we are trying to find the area of this garden. So let's do that straight away. We told that the area is equal to pi times r squared. Now we know what pi is. There it is, 3,14 times the radius. And the radius we knew was 1,5 meters. There it is there on our diagram. So 1,5 meters. But we're not just putting 1,5 meters, but we're saying, hey, we got to square it. The number of candidates that forget to square the radius in a final matric paper is scary. Okay, that's just a silly mistake. You know what to do. Okay, but you forget to do it. Why? You're tense, you're anxious, so that's why you got to practice these. Right, so now our calculator is going to do the work for us. So we take out our calculator and we say, right, we have 3.14 multiplied by 1.5 squared equals, and my answer is going to be 7,065. So my answer, 7,065. 7,065 what? Meters, because we're dealing in meters. So it's going to be meters squared. Why squared? Because area is always squared. Perimeter is always the unit. Area is the unit squared. And of course, volume, the unit cubed. Okay. Ty, I think I'm going to need this answer later on. So I'm going to ask you to try and remember it for me or copy it down on your computer thing on a Word document or something. And just write area equals 7,065. And so when I ask you, you're just going to have all the answers at your fingertips.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. Next question. Calculate the perimeter of the rectangular lawn. What does perimeter mean? Well, here it gives it to us. It says perimeter equals 2 times the length plus the breadth. And we know what perimeter is. Perimeter is if I start at one point and I walk all the way along. There I am walking, get to a corner. And so I'm walking, get to the corner, whoop. And I walk and I walk and I walk and I walk and I get to another corner. Okay? So let's do this. So here I am, I'm walking, get to the corner, and I realize I've walked 6 meters. Now I'm going to walk in that direction and I'm going to walk for 4 meters because I know that's 4 meters. So away I go and off I go and I walk for 4 meters. Now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do 90 degrees and walk for another 6 meters. Once I've done that, I do a 90 degree, and I'm now walking back 4 meters, okay? And I've now got back to my point of starting. So there I am, okay? So what we've got now is my whole perimeter, and so what have I done? I've walked 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4 meters. The formula, perimeter equals 2 times the length, which was 6 meters, plus the breadth, which was 4 meters. 2 times 6 plus 4, 10 meters. 2 times 10, 20 meters. Okay? How simple is that? If we didn't have the formula, I'm sure you could have done it anyway, because you would have said 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 6 is 16, plus 4 is 20. Sure, basic stuff. Right, let's have a look at our next question on that. So, next question. Calculate the length of the lawn in feet if 1 meter is 3,25 feet. Okay. Now, what's the length of the lawn? The length of the lawn is 6 meters, isn't it? So we don't want 1 meter, we want 6 meters. But let's write this down. We know 1 meter is equal to 3, oops, let's try that again. There we go. Right, equals 3,25 feet. We don't want 1 meter, we want 6 meters. So 6 meters, how did I get that 1 to be 6? We times by 6. What am I going to do here? Multiply by 6. So 3.25 times 6. And again, folks, I'm not going to do it because it's going to hurt me. So I'm just going to say 3.25 multiplied by 6. And my final answer there is going to give me 19,5. So I've got 19,5 meters. And there it is there. Straightforward, basic, nothing too difficult about that at all. Ty?
I think we might be ready for an ad break.
I think we are.
All right, so Mindsetters, make sure you guys get on the page. Let me know if you're thinking, if you're lost anywhere, if you just had fun watching that magic trick that just happened. Make sure you get on the page. Let us know. Post. But for now, we're going to see you after this break.